Welcome back to Main Street Living. I don't know if y'all remember earlier when the show started, I had a little crisis going on with my button on my shirt,
Yes,
but I think I figured it out because it hasn't
yes.
come loose since.
But I'm glad you mentioned that Quincy crisis. Obviously, a lot of us spending a lot of time at home right now. A lot of people in isolation, away from their friends, away from their family, facing a lot of new challenges in this unprecedented time. So here to talk to us a little bit about that and also provide us with some good resources to deal with these challenging times. Please welcome Chris Anderson. He's Emergency Management Program Administrator at Crisis Response Network. Chris, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey,
Appreciate you
Chris.
having me.
So
Good to meet you.
Chris, I know that crisis response is something that's for everybody, but I know there's also specific groups that you guys are trying to reach out and help. So what specific groups are you guys helping and looking to support?
We're looking to support any Arizonan that is experiencing mental stress from the pandemic. These are extraordinary times and people are experiencing very common reactions to them. We are trying to reach out to specifically healthcare workers, seniors, caregivers, tribal communities, but it's also for everyone that's experiencing mental stress right now.
So let's talk a little bit about those groups. I mean, healthcare workers, for example, what kind of personal challenges are they facing right now?
We're definitely seeing healthcare workers are experiencing the brunt of kind of the pandemic, the anxiety, the grief,
Sure.
feeling isolated, the fears of becoming ill themselves while taking care of others. And we see a wide spectrum of healthcare workers also being placed out of work right now. So we kind of have this dual position where healthcare workers are either on the front lines of the pandemic or because of the financial and certain doctors' offices or whatever not being able to see folks as much as they would otherwise be. There are healthcare workers that are currently furloughed, so it's really a very impacted community.
Absolutely. And then another at-risk community, definitely very high, would be the senior citizens. What are you kind of seeing from that group?
Right. So things that we do see with seniors, even outside of pandemic times, that loneliness, certainly increased rates of depression. We're just seeing a lot more of that anxiety, again, health concerns as senior citizens have more underlying health concerns. They're really anxious about getting ill themselves.
Absolutely. And I know Cox has that one call a day program that they do as well, just to try to reach out to the seniors. So definitely a group that we want to keep an eye on. I know you guys are also doing a lot of good work with parents, caregivers, tribal communities. All of them have that same concern, worried about getting sick. What kind of support can you guys offer these groups, or what kind of advice could you give to them?
Really, we want to focus on giving them tools to be able to help themselves, right? So that balancing new work dynamics, possibly from home, keeping the family occupied, that uncertainty about when school kids are going to go back to school. All of these are normal stresses, but what we want to do is empower people through some professional counseling services to really figure out what's going to work best for them. How are we empowering people to find good tools in their toolkit, so to speak, to really address these things um, before they could reach kind of a crisis point.
Absolutely, being proactive. So I know you guys are based in Arizona. What kind of programs are available to people in form of support, and what number can they reach you guys at?
So any Arizonan can reach our programming by simply calling 211 from any Arizona phone number. They can call 211. They can also visit the website resilientarizona.org. Again, this is one program out of many across the country. This one is specific to Arizona. It is in conjunction with SAMHSA and FEMA and our State Department of Health Services. But again, this is one of many programs like it across the country right now.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, thank you so much. I mean, I know all this information is especially important right now, reminders to reach out to support each other right now. So thank you again for joining us, and we appreciate all you're doing.